Okay, now you'll notice inside the assignment, there's one file at the bottom. This is the file we'll be working with today. It's called eGrit. Go ahead and double click and download the file of the eGrit. Next, we're going to need to go over to Photoshop. So let's go over to Photoshop. So you're going to choose Open and look for the directory where you saved or downloaded the bird. Double click on it. Mine is under Downloads. If you're on a mobile device, you might have downloaded it to your camera roll, which you'll then go and look for it under Downloads. Great. Now we're going to go to the top of our menu and we're going to look for Filter. This is the part of Photoshop we're going to be working with today. There's all kinds of filters, just like the ones in your cell phone, to take photos or afterwards edit photos and add a filter. So we're going to go to Filter. From Filter, we're going to go to Blur Gallery and then select Iris Blur. Notice when you do this, an ellipse appears in the middle of your photograph. If you click in the middle of the ellipse, there's a blue pin with a white circle inside. You can click on it and you can move this ellipse anywhere you want definition to be in your photo. We're going to move it right underneath the bird, in between the bird's chest and the bird's leg that's propped up. Great. You'll notice that if you move the handles here, that the circle will get bigger and more of the environment will be in detail. So let's grab this little white handle here and move it up a little bit just so the bird's head is in detail, showing the eye and the beak with clear resolution. You'll also notice that right here around the blue pin is a half circle. This is the indicator showing how much blur is in the photograph. Okay, click on a handle and just drag towards the bird. I used two handles. I dragged in the white handle and the blue handle you see here. Nice. Click on Option, and then I'm going to click on a handle. It drags the other side of the circle with it. I can also click on Option and click on this round circle in the middle, and it changes how much blur I've got. And we want to set the blur to 5. So right there it says 5. I'll let go. I'm on a desktop version, and here at the top I have the word OK. I'm going to click OK. Now my bird is set. The grass is blurry, the reflection is blurry, but my bird is in focus. And that's all there is to this assignment. So at this time, we're going to go to File, Save As, and we're going to save it as egrit _ our last name. So I'm just going to take off a few letters that was already in the title and add my last name at the end, and take off the numbers at the front. And now it says egrit _ my last name. From the drop down, I'm going to choose Desktop. From the second file, the format, I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And then I'm going to click Save, and the next box, OK. Now that I know exactly where it's gone to, I'm going to go to Google Classroom and I'm ready to go attach it and mark it as done. Feel free to stop and rewind and rewatch any portion of this video that you need. That's it. Okay, we're ready to apply what we learned in the last Photoshop lesson and make some real life application of it. So I want you to take the next few minutes, go through your camera roll, and pick a photo you would like to work with of yourself. If you do not have a photo of yourself, you can use the photo of the little boy that we worked with in the last activity. I've come over here to Photoshop. The little boy's file is here under Recent. I'm going to double click on it. You are going to remove the red eye again if you're using this photograph. Click with the red eye tool. If you're using your own photograph, much better. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're on this very first tool at the top called the Move tool. And now we're ready to go about doing the technique we learned in the last lesson. We're going to come up to Filter. We're going to go to Blur Gallery, Iris Blur. Now we've got that ellipse around our subject. We're going to click on the pin and pin it to our subject's nose. So go ahead and pin the pin on your subject's nose at this time. Now the middle circle in here is the blur, so we want to grab on that. And we want to take it all the way around clockwise. I'm going to go all the way to 449. Now I've got that blur behind, and the focus is just on the person. We're going to click OK here at the very top. And then we're going to File, Save As. File, Save As gives the naming menu. We're going to take off a few of the letters and numbers in the menu. We're going to put our last name at the end of that title. And if you're working with the boy, you're going to leave it named boy. If you're working with yourself, you're going to put your first name right here. So first name underscore your last name. Make sure that it's going to your desktop, or you're making a conscious effort to remember where it's going to go when it saves, which directory. By the way, these are called directories. And then under format, let's choose JPEG and click Save. Click OK. Great. Let's go find it on the desktop and let's attach it to the assignment.